Hi all, welcome to Dragon's Cave. My name's Karen. Now, this was a gift from Goethe Create. It comes from the Works in the UK, and basically it's a sensory toy. Now, this weird squishy silicone thing had all these beads inside it, but as you can tell, I picked them all out. So I'm just going to tip these into a cup. I'll put a screenshot up at some point of what it was like before I dismantled it. Couldn't resist. So there's the beads. Now I'm going to give this a quick wipe out with a wet wipe. Make sure it's clean before I start. And what I'm going to do is something I saw, excuse me, Mary at Jelly Bean Crafts doing, which is basically, you'll get it as I go along. So I'm going to be using the Let's Resin Chrome powders. Now, it's going to be difficult to get into these bits with the effect, so I'm just going to do those separately. I think I've taken out the colours I want to use, but I'm also going to use this holographic pink just in the flaps and the tail. Helps if you take that off. So Jelly Bean did it with Q-tips, cotton buds. What you call them depends on where you come from in the world, I suppose. I'm hoping this powder will stick to this. It is made of silicone, so it shouldn't be too much of an issue, hopefully. It seems to be staying okay. Well, I'm not entirely sure about up the edges there. I might need to change that and use a brush for that part. Let's get it done and see how we go. Almost finished with this bit already. It's nice and quick. So, where's my alcohol? So I've come a little bit too far around with that, so I'm just going to give that a quick squirt. And clean up the edge there. Be similar there. Just there. So, what I'm going to do now is each of these colours, I'm going to do kind of like stripes. I'll start with the gold, work my way across. Like a little bit of blending between the colours as well. So better. There. I'll probably speed up through the rest of this for you. Okay, so I think I've got it all covered. So what I'm going to do now is take, if I can find it, so big fluffy brush, just blend it all in. I'm going to take this outside and dust it off, and I will be back in just a second. See you in a tick. Okay, cleanup's done. Next step is get your UV resin and get the lamp light ready just in case. Oh, good grief, everything's falling over. So, the plan is, this is a new bottle, so basically I've made these lines a bit too thick, really. Just going to quickly zap that before I move on further down. Don't want it spreading too much. I think that'll do just for that bit. Just to stop it spreading anymore, really. What I'm trying to do is kind of overlap the lines so you get more than one colour in each little blob. I should have made the lines smaller, narrower. I'll whiz through this. Oh no, look, they've gone together. Too late. Nothing I can do about that now. It's going to be a mess because they're running down here as well. I made the blobs too big, didn't cure them quick enough. But it doesn't matter. It's my first try. The problem is that if I clean that off, I'm going to have to start again with the colours, which I don't want to have to do. So, right, so I'm going to just fill up this last bit, pop it under my big light, and then I will be back to show you what the next stage is. See you in a sec. Well, this is fully cured now, so it's time to move on to the next stage. And I've got some isopropyl alcohol in here. This is just one I get locally. It's 96%, which is more or less what I can get here. So this is the tricky bit. I need to try and remove the colour without knocking off these bits of cured resin. So this is going to take some time. I'll start it on film, start while I'm recording, but then because I'll need to move it around, it'll be out of camera shot, so I want you to see what I'm doing for the minute, and then I'll switch off and come back to you when it's done. And some of these are so close together, it's going to be very difficult to clean up in between them. But I will do my very best. Right, I'm going to have to take it off screen now to clean up the rest of it, and I will be back when we're ready to move on. See you in a tick. Well, I finally got this cleaned up, and quite frankly, you need patience because otherwise you're going to knock these off. I didn't actually knock any off, which I was very surprised about because patience is something that's in very short supply for me. So I've mixed up 50 grams of Resin Pro Eye Crystal, and I know the chrome colours show better if you put black behind them, but I didn't really want to do this in black, so I'm going to use this ocean white. Ew. Honestly, this stuff won't need very much at all in this. Buttons are quite stiff though, unfortunately. That should be enough for the amount of resin I've got. It is very opaque. This came from Temu. The resin starting to get nice and warm. I've run it through my resiners airless. Not that I'm likely to get much bubbles in this anyway, but I haven't had it long and I like playing with it. Why not, hey? The main thing to make sure is when you're using a pigment paste like this, you really do need to be very sure that it's properly mixed, because otherwise you get blobs of unmixed pigment, don't cure, and you end up with a sticky, gooey mess if you've got any blobs in there. It could be a little more opaque actually. I think I'll put a little more in. It's a little drop. Here we go. That's better. It's working nicely. I think that's enough. Feels like it's mixed. Not feeling any blobs in there. What's on the stick is just there. It's not kind of soaked into the stick. It's not lumps. So just pour this over. And I'm hoping that this will be more or less the right amount. Pretty much spot on. So I'm going to let this cure and I will be back with you. Well, for me, quite a few hours. For you, a couple of seconds. See you in a tick. Hi all. Well, I'm slightly disappointed in myself because I moved this onto the heat mat and I didn't check that the heat mat was level. So it's kind of slightly all raised here and low there, but I don't think it's going to make any difference to the actual outcome. Could have done a better job of cleaning up, couldn't I? That's left a lot behind. Well, let's see. Well, do you know what? It's not actually that bad. I'm going to try the effect again. This time I think I'll use a mould that's clear so that you can cure from both sides. Yeah. Thanks, Jelly Bean, for the inspiration. I will definitely do it again, and I will be more careful next time. Get some pictures for you. Hope you like that. Give us a thumbs up, and I will see you all very soon. Bye.